There is nothing better than starting up the sports pod, seeing smiling faces all around me. Everybody's just happy about week 13 in the college football world. I am your host, Jared Yamamoto, and we are an award-nominated sports podcast. Believe it or not, we keep getting these emails. People want us. They want Alex Williams to show up at appearances. They want Nicole Bennett to show up at appearances. They want Dan Zirger to show up at all these different appearances out there. And I tell them, I'm like, listen, we're not cheap. Exactly. We are not cheap, Bama boy over there. How are you doing there, Alex? Are you okay? You licking your wounds over there?
Yep. We control our own destiny. So importance is now on the Iron Bowl after Eastern Illinois, but rough Saturday.
I was worried about you. We'll do a little wellness check on you. Let's check on the others real quick. We are missing Mike B this week, but in a lesser state, we do have Nicole Bennett. A little close with Mike B, but not quite as
lesser. Okay, you know what, it's fine. I know. I agree with you. I might be me here. I got it, but I'm here and I'm excited to be here, Jared. So.
I am glad that you're excited.
You are here in the rankings.
Oh,
that's true.
Well,
that's
true.
For
now.
In the rankings, obviously you got to be flying high considering how well your Bulldogs looked against Texas over the weekend. I've got a little video clip we're going to play of that magical moment. And then, of course, the commissioner, our Big Ten commissioner, Ohio State guy over here. Has Ohio State officially played anybody legit yet there, Dan?
I don't think it matters who they play, legit or not.
Okay. All right.
You all just get ready for the playoffs, and we're a steamroll. So
they're going to be well rested. They should.
Yeah. Listen,
I don't care.
At this point, I wonder what both Indiana and Ohio State do in the Big Ten championship, because both teams are going to make it and both teams are likely going to get a first round bye. So do you even play hard in the Big Ten championship? There's a lot of, I know there's pride, sure you get the trophy and stuff, but the reality is the bigger trophy is the national championship trophy over the Big Ten trophy. So that's going to be something that we break down over the next couple of weeks. But our upset of the week, going back to Alex here, Oklahoma takes down Bama in T-Town. The fire DeBoer talks are heating up. Oklahoma takes care of business 23-21. Close game. Oklahoma really not getting a lot of respect, in my opinion, for taking you guys down. I had been saying that I had been a little concerned with how Alabama had been playing over the past couple of weeks, but are you in the fire DeBoer camp again? I mean, it's amazing how quickly
it's like a
people
plague
change.
Taking over this college football nation. It's ridiculous. We lost to Oklahoma. You look at the stats. We wouldn't turn the ball over 3 times. We would have won the football game. 3 turnovers. They turned them into points. Other than that, we dominated them in total yards, 406 to 212 passing. We had 326. They had 138. Neither team really rushed the ball worth a darn, but turnovers killed us. We had 2 penalties the entire game. Turnovers killed us. It really, we talk about all the time, inopportune times for turnovers, and it happened to us. And, no sense in dwelling on it. The kicker situation isn't fantastic. I know he blamed the long snapper for that missed field goal going into halftime, which was a crucial field goal that he missed. But you still got to kick the ball. You can blame the long snapper all you want. You still got to be the one that kicks the ball.
Yeah,
so,
and if there is any silver lining to the new format being 12 teams, is that you can lose 2 games in the SEC and be fine. And when you look at Bama's schedule, I mean, realistically, the only game that's going to be troublesome or could be troublesome is the Iron Bowl coming up.
Night game in Jordan-Hare.
Yeah, so. And I mean, I know that this weekend you guys have a cupcake, and we're not even picking it this week. But, I mean, anything can happen.
Just a little
tune-up. Get yourself a little bit of rest.
Bama looks really good after a loss. They have in the past. They did last year. They looked good. They looked fantastic coming off that FSU loss. So still a lot to play for. So, yeah, it sucks, but season's not over. No, I'm not on a fire DeBoer train. That's just
all right.
stupid.
I am amazed at how many TikToks I've received where I'm just seeing, fire DeBoer. He's terrible. People impersonating Saban, beating his butt, like that. It's like, get out of this chair. You ain't worthy of being in this chair, which is funny.
That loss was not on Kalen DeBoer.
No, not at all. I think Alabama has got a solid roster from top to bottom. Are they winning the championship? Probably not this season, but are they a playoff team? It sure looks like it. Now, but overall, I'm glad to hear that you're doing okay. Now we turn our attention to our Georgia grad, Nicole here, because, I mean, they looked fantastic against Texas. And I mean, just taking care of business, 35-10. How are you feeling? Are you, there's no way you're nervous about the Dogs at this point.
Always, Jared. That's always going to be my answer. Always. So no, I was really proud of them Saturday night. Aggressive offense looked good. The onside kick, which gave me a heart attack. And Kirby made the joke, if it doesn't work, you guys would hate me right now, but it did, and it was amazing. And I mean, you really think about the only touchdown that Texas scored was off of an interception that Gunner threw and penalties. So anytime, Georgia shoots themselves in the foot, we definitely pay for it. But overall, yes, I was very proud of them. And we'll see. And, you never know if, Bama is Kirby's kryptonite. Maybe we've become Sark's kryptonite to some extent, because it just seems like he gets in his own head, just like Kirby does against Bama. It just seems like he comes out a little flat-footed. I don't know. And I might have just jinxed us, but
I was going to say, that's any big game, I think.
Yeah, Sarkisian is kind of proving to be the James Franklin of the SEC.
Yes.
That's what he's starting to look like here. Nicole, you kind of buried my lead here. This is a really amazing play that Kirby called here. Of course, if he doesn't get this, then he gets called an idiot. But here is the onside kick that Nicole was referring to that really changed the complete momentum of the game.
An onside kick, going to steal a possession, and it works! Georgia recovers the onside kick. Trickery from Smart, stealing a possession.
Momentum at that point of the game completely switched. It looked like it was going towards Texas, at least from when I was watching. But then after that, there was really no fight left in them. And I know that this is, an unpopular opinion to the NFL fans, but I'm sorry. Like, I love the deception in the kickoff like that. I think the NFL needs to go back to it. I know they have the dynamic kickoff and you have to declare an onside kick now. But with college football, that moment right there, the momentum swinging moment like that, where Kirby Smart didn't have to announce to the other team that he was doing an onside kick, is exactly why you have it in the sport. Is so that way there is always a level of deception in the game, and why the college game, in my opinion, at least this season, probably also because my Falcons are so bad, but also the reason why I'm enjoying college football so much more this season is little things like that, where you're able to use the trickery to change the outcome of the game. And sure, Kirby doesn't get that kick, he gets called an idiot, but I still think Nicole, in my opinion, they still win that game, considering how they looked earlier on. What do you think?
I do too. And I think that was a momentum shift for sure, but it seemed like the offense, everybody, I mean, again, knocking on wood because I'm nervous as always, but defense is really stepping up. I mean, CJ Allen went out and I was like, oh, here we go. But our defense stepped up, and I think we said it even last week. You start getting hot at the right time. It feels like we're trending in the right direction at the right time for now.
Exactly. And looking at how the schedule is going to end, I mean, SEC play is done for the Dogs at this point. So there is a possibility that you creep into the SEC championship with a little bit of help, and we'll talk about those scenarios here in a minute. I wanted to talk briefly about and really get Dan's opinion on these two. For South Carolina and Florida, I mean, what the heck? I mean, they had both Texas A&M and Ole Miss by all accounts, but failed to take care of business. I mean, which game were you more surprised by, Dan? I know for me, it was probably South Carolina, the huge lead that they had on Texas A&M, but to cough it up like that, I mean, just disastrous for that program to not take care of business.
Yeah, I think they flashed. I think I put in the text, but there was some stat that flashed. It was like SEC teams that are up by 27 or more at half were 288-0. Well, now it's 288-1, or like the vice versa. The one time this has happened, and it wasn't even that they came back. They did it in like the first quarter of the third quarter. They came out and scored 21 points in the third quarter, and you're like, well, they're gonna come back and win this game. It was insane. I never seen anything like it. Beamer, I'm surprised they let him back on the plane. Like, just came out scared in that second half.
They're going to be a playoff team next year.
Or halftime, they don't call timeout, let the clock run down to take a field goal. Like, you're already up. Like, go for it. Like, what do you got to lose? You're 3-6 on the season. Try to score and do something. And then they just came out so flat in the second half. It was. I was shocked. I mean, what a colossal fall apart by South Carolina. But kudos to Texas A&M. I do think this shows some of the flaws. Like Marcel Reed looked awful in the first half. He only had two interceptions, but it could have been like 4 or 5. He looked really, really bad. But they got talent. I mean, they came back and won, but I definitely showed some. I don't know if I was really high on them. Like, oh, they could be the number 2 team in the country. There look like some weaknesses on that team to come out that flat against.
Yeah, I mean, South Carolina has proven this season that they have fight in them, but not enough pieces to be the contender that a lot of us thought they were going to be going into this season. Now, Nicole, obviously, I take it you were more surprised by South Carolina hanging in there, going up to the huge lead, or going up big, coughing up the big lead. But also, I mean, you got to say, I mean, Florida, by all accounts, had Ole Miss too. Which one were you more surprised by?
I was more surprised by South Carolina only because we've just recently played Florida and they played us hard. And so it didn't really altogether surprise me. They are that team. Well, South Carolina has been that team in the past too, that at a certain point in the season, depending on how they're doing, they have nothing left to lose. So let's just play like this is the last game of football we're ever going to play. And they get up for the game. And so I was a little more surprised about South Carolina than I was Florida, because that was a tough game for us this season for sure.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So pretty consistently, Alex, are you on board with the others? Or were you more surprised by South Carolina or more surprised by Ole Miss and the struggle that they had on the road against Florida?
More surprised by South Carolina. I mean, both teams, Florida and South Carolina, neither team scored a point in the second half. Especially if you're leading, that's just, you got to come out second half even more fired up. That's just like we said, they were kind of saying they just don't have the pieces to go 4 quarters, especially with a team like Texas A&M and even Ole Miss. It's just, I mean, to come out and think, okay, we got this, no way. And boy, did they both prove it, especially South Carolina.
Yeah, they really, really did. And look at that, Mike B. Even though he's not here, he's saying Ole Miss for me right there.
Well, he doesn't get an opinion.
Hey, come on! Even though he's missing tonight, he is still part of the show this week. We appreciate you, Booze, for weighing in from the house. Hopefully everything's okay. We'll play your audio cut that you sent us here in a minute. Either way, I mean, it would have been just rocked the college football world if South Carolina pulls it off. They ended up losing by 32-31. And I mean, the Gators really had Ole Miss. It was 24-17 for late into the fourth quarter. Ole Miss ended up taking care of business 34-24 in that game. Now let's go over to the notable coaching hires, because it looks like, by all accounts, I'm seeing multiple people report that James Franklin is being hired by Virginia Tech. Dan, do you like this move? Should the ACC be worried and put on notice that the Frank is coming into the ACC, Frank the Tank?
I think we were chatting about this in the group chat too, but yeah, I think this is a great hire for Virginia Tech. Like, he's recruited Penn State, that area, Virginia, Pennsylvania. He's a good recruiter, and he built up programs at Vanderbilt, then Penn State, kind of rebuilt them. Virginia Tech's kind of in a weird limbo. Like, they used to be good, they kind of just gotten forgotten about. So I think. And they'll be happy to be 8-4 and 9-3. So low expectations for him aren't to beat Ohio State and win national championships. So I think that's a win for him, but he can come in and make them competitive. And as we see this year, the ACC is open for anyone. So I think this is a good hire, and I think it's a good fit for him. So he'll get them competitive.
All right. There's one love for Franklin. What about you, Alex?
Yeah, I don't hate it. I didn't see him coming to an SEC school by any stretch. I think kind of like ping-ponging off what Dan said, I think Virginia Tech's a great fit for him. Man, those games are so fun to watch, even though Virginia Tech's not that good. Just that environment when they walk out. Yeah. I mean, it's just so much fun.
Enter Sandman.
Yeah, I love it. I think it's a good fit for them. I mean, you never know. He could, like Dan said, that ACC is wide open. He could turn some heads. But, yeah, they're not expecting him to come in and be like an Ohio State or an Alabama. So I think and he, like Dan said, too, that perfect recruiting territory for him, because he already knows it and he's done well there. So that's a win for Virginia Tech, I think.
Yeah, I think they're at least going to give him some time. But where I disagree with you guys is I think the expectation is, with the ACC looking as weak as it is. In fact, I was looking earlier at recruiting numbers, and, Georgia Tech's pretty much kind of, I would say that they are, pending any changes from this week, they are the leader of the ACC. they're 50th in recruiting next year. So right now, like, I mean, if you look at it, I mean, Franklin could make an impact next season. I mean, what do you think, Nicole?
I agree. I do. And I echo everything you guys have said. I think I didn't really see him landing in the SEC. It would have been interesting and maybe fun to watch. And who knows, he could have proved us wrong, but I think this will be a really good fit for him. ACC is wide open. So sort of low stakes in a sense. And he could really build something out of, what momentum they already have. They haven't had a terrible season. And yeah, I think it's going to be a really good fit. I'm here for it.
Okay, all right. I'm glad that universally we like the Franklin hire at Virginia Tech. Now, what's interesting and super juicy as of today, this is all being confirmed by ESPN, NBC, and New York Post, because at first it was a rumor before when putting the show together, but now it has been confirmed by these sources that Lane Kiffin has been given an ultimatum by Ole Miss.
He went on Pat McAfee's show today and said that is entirely untrue.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, all of them are
somebody ain't telling the truth.
So I if I'm Ole Miss, I have no problem with this ultimatum. But at least let me set it up here. So the ultimatum is that after the Egg Bowl, which is the classic Mississippi State Ole Miss game that happens every year, their rivalry game, that Ole Miss has to decide whether or not he's going to stay there or not. The articles mention here that he would go to either LSU or to Florida, which makes sense. Those are two programs that would be logical fits for Lane Kiffin. But I'm sorry, I'm with Ole Miss here. I think Ole Miss is absolutely okay with putting this ultimatum out there, because what Lane Kiffin is known for doing in his past is needling around and waiting for the best possible fit. So I absolutely understand why Ole Miss is doing this, because they have to start prepping for the recruitment process with or without Lane Kiffin. Do you agree with me, Nicole?
I do, because I guess what my gut reaction is I think that this was obviously just maybe I am stating the obvious, but I don't think we were supposed to necessarily know all of this. I wouldn't be surprised if this happens more often than we realize behind the scenes. So I think they're right. I think they're right for doing it, in the sense that I think a lot of schools probably go to their head coach if there are rumors and say, hey, we heard the rumors, don't know what's true, but here's the ultimatum. And yeah, I think that's fair. I mean, I don't know that it's fair that it's out in the public eye, and I'm sure Kiffin doesn't like that, obviously, if he's going on Pat McAfee's show and saying it didn't happen. But yeah, I think that behind the scenes, sure, it has to happen. You have to have those
absolutely has to happen. I mean, with the way recruiting works in the college football world, you have got to get on it. I mean, you're on it all the time. I mean, that people think that. I had a buddy of mine this past weekend while in Knoxville, and I was at the Tennessee homecoming game this weekend, and he was like, "Man, it must be nice to be a football coach because you only work during the fall." And I just laughed. I was like, "What? What are you talking about? You're working all the time, constantly trying to
on college,
trying to get the recruits, and then the transfer portal changes things altogether." So for Ole Miss to do this, I feel like it is absolutely the right move, because they have to think about what's best for the Rebels going forward. I mean, do you agree, Dan?
Yeah, and I'm reading this article, and it says sources confirmed to the ESPN that Kiffin's ex-wife's son and brother visited Gainesville on Sunday.
Oh,
his wife and other family members visited Baton Rouge yesterday.
I think, yeah.
So he's scouting out the areas, but they said Ole Miss officials have made it clear that they will match any offer that Gators and Tigers make.
Okay.
So it's not like he's sitting there going, everything's great here, but like, okay, then why are people?
Grass is always greener
in Baton Rouge. So
yeah,
he's definitely hearing the offers.
I mean, and can you blame him, Alex? I mean, you can't blame him for doing that, but you also can't blame Ole Miss for saying, hey, here's the deal. You want to coach here? You got to let us know.
No, but it's just turning into a mess. Like y'all said with, I'm sure schools do this with other coaches, but now the fact that it's out in public, you're already scrambling like crap. We got kids that we think are tied in, and now this is out there. We got to figure out how to keep them on board. Are you staying? Are you going? Just typical stuff you expect to see around a program with Lane Kiffin. Not surprised.
Yeah, this is what he does. This is this is always the game that he plays with. And
he's like trolling on Twitter, like just tweeting like all this like hashtag love stuff for Ole Miss. Like, bro, where are you going? Are you staying?
Yeah,
come on.
it is. It's remarkable. But for anybody that hires Lane Kiffin, just know that if things start going sour, if he goes to LSU or he goes to Florida,
he's gonna run out of schools to go to.
I
eventually.
know, man. Maybe he goes back to like a Florida Atlantic again or something like that, and starts all over. But regardless, go there, Dan.
Florida. He's going to end up in Florida. I'm calling it.
You're calling it? Okay, all right. There's one for Florida. Nicole, what do you think happens?
Oh boy. Oh gosh. Yeah. You know what? No, I'm gonna go LSU. I'm gonna.
Bad pick, you sure?
Yes, I'm
Oh,
sure,
Sally.
Sally.
Sally disagrees with you.
Alex.
Alex.
Sorry. Go ahead.
Oh,
I was just
go
gonna
ahead.
say, for those who are Bravo fans, also like I am, and also a sports fan, like Real Housewives, all that. BravoCon is going on right now. This is juicier. I'm just being honest. Like this could be its own reality show. College football at this point could be its own reality show.
It really could.
Yeah.
It really could. I mean, that's. Hey, listen, we could do Sports Pod year round if we wanted to. What do you think there, Alex?
Have the Falcons reached out yet? I mean, what do they have to lose?
I know, seriously, at this point,
Honestly,
Dude,
I mean, he'll
entertain it.
The only reason the Falcons didn't fire Raheem Morris, which I guess leads us into the next thing, the state of the Falcons here. Lane Kiffin, we'll let you guys know where he ends up first here on the Sports Pod. I can guarantee you that. I didn't give you a chance, Alex, to say where he's going though. What do you think? Florida or LSU? I'm getting my school
or staying.
Or staying. You can say he's staying.
If he doesn't stay, LSU.
Okay. All right. I'm thinking Ole Miss. I think he stays. So now let's get into the state of the Falcons here. That was a good seg that you had there because people get really upset. I mean, I get the nastiest DMs here on Sports Pod when we talk about NFL. Like, I listen to Sports Pod to hear about college football. None of that NFL. And I'm here to tell you, we're an Atlanta-based show, and the College Football Hall of Fame is here, and the Falcons are our local team. So we're going to cover them and any kind of huge news in the NFL. That's what we do here on Sports Pod. But with the Falcons, the reason why they didn't fire Raheem Morris, in case you don't know, they're 3-7, lost another tough game in overtime, and a lot of people want Raheem Morris to be fired. The reason why they didn't fire him is because, are you really going to put Jeff Ulbrich in control again? Like that didn't work for the Jets last year. And you're better off just finishing out the season and finding a coach when the actual coaching carousel starts then. And for Kirk Cousins, the backup quarterback, our $180 million backup plan, the road's right there for him. In my opinion, I'm looking at it with a glass half full. I'm saying that for him, if he ever wants to start again in the NFL,
play great.
He has 7 games in front of him. If he goes 6-1, 7-0, very likely you make the playoffs still. Very likely if you do that. If you lose 2 games, you're out. There's no doubt.
And can I just say, I think since college, this is like Michael Penix's like 4th or 5th season-ending injury.
Oh, I know.
Like,
I mean,
that's a tough one to put all your chips in that one.
It's the same ACL too that he hurt in college. So it's, if there's any glimmer of hope for the Falcons is that you have a quarterback that has won before, and you're banged up. You've lost close games. But now you got to do it. You can't lose any more games. So while a lot of people are like jumping off the bandwagon, getting upset, I'm upset as a fan. I can tell you that. There is still a glimmer of hope. There is a chance that things can turn around, but it's not very likely. So Nicole, as a Chiefs fan, you're kind of in the same scenario. Your Chiefs lost again. Any helping advice that you can provide to suffering Falcons fans out there?
I literally said to someone today, I don't know how Falcons fans do it. I do, because the Chiefs are just not having a great season. And it's, I guess with the Falcons and Chiefs, what's similar, at least just from my observation, is they get your hopes up. It's not like some losses are blowouts, but they'll fight, they'll keep it close, and then they lose by, a missed field goal or something just so inane that you're just, it breaks your heart almost twice as much as any other team. You almost just wish for a blowout sometimes, because they really do get your hopes up. I don't know what to tell you, Jared. You just got to keep on
tough.
Keep it on. There you go.
It's tough. I think Mike B saying injuries are saving Raheem Morris. It probably. I mean, you can't fire the coach after you find out that your starting quarterback just had a season-ending injury. You cannot do that. That's why Raheem Morris has his job. Again, over the next 2 weeks, you have very winnable games against the New Orleans Saints and the New York Jets. Both teams are bad, but the Falcons, they're pretty bad too. So if you lose both those games, I think then you could maybe justify it. But for now, I mean, Dan, you being a Browns fan your entire life, I mean, you're used to having your Sundays back. I mean, you were texting me, you're like, hey, embrace it, right? Your Sundays are back.
You were like, Nicole's over here like, oh yeah, it's tough being a Chiefs fan. I'm like, are you kidding me?
Oh, I
Like,
know.
what are you talking about? Like, I haven't had a team in like 25 years. I don't know what you're like. I think the most wins we had is like 6 games. I don't know. Like, I've given up. Like, yeah, the Browns are just a train wreck. Shedeur came in at one point. He had a 0 quarterback rating. I'm like, I don't think I've ever seen that, but that was the box score. Yeah, it's bad. It'll be interesting for the Falcons next year because, like, I'll be honest, like, I know the quarter coach has been great, neither is the offensive coordinator, but Penix hasn't really impressed me that much, and he's going to be getting that 5th-year option range. We're like, are they going to option that? Because that's a lot of money. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah,
he's got next year. He's got next year to prove it, but I could see it. Like, if he doesn't have a good year, that might be a let's dust our hands and we have to start again somewhere else.
Yeah, I mean, because at that point, you're going to be in this weird spot where you're,
pay him.
you got to pay him. I mean, we still have Kirk Cousins under contract for 2 more years. If I'm Kirk Cousins, the way I look at this is, I am getting an opportunity. I am getting a chance to prove myself. And whether I stay with the Falcons or I get traded somewhere else, this is my opportunity. I think the problem with Michael Penix, if I'm just being honest with you, has been from the very beginning has been fundamentals, little things where his body is pointed one way and he throws the other way. It just doesn't make any sense to me why that hasn't been taught to him over the years. And then the other thing is the injuries and also making the other receivers better around you. Like, you've got to put your receivers in good positions. Our receivers are super banged up. The state of the Falcons is not in a good place, but hey, maybe over the next couple of weeks, we'll have some positive news to bring up about them.
Don't hold your breath.
I know, right? I'm with you guys, man. At this point, I might use the Dan Z way and just have free Sundays at this point. Let's go on and get an update on those sports pod standings. We'll get into no, come on, Mr. First Place. You've been in first place the entire year. Let's go on and get this update here.
Boy.
How are we looking there in those standings? I've got it up on for those that are watching visually. You can see it now, but why don't you tell them what those standings are there, Dan?
Well, I am now in last place. At the last 4 weeks, I have picked 46% of the picks right. I don't know what's going on. Everyone else is over 61% correct. So I'm clearly doing something wrong. Pick against me if you're listening. So I have 84 picks. Jared at 86, Mike B 88, Alex at 88, and Nicole at 89.
Wow, but see, this is still anybody's game here. I mean, everybody's it's a five game spread there between everybody, and it does. I'm telling you, it does not take much to really cut that gap down. But Nicole, I mean, this is a sports pod record for you. For all the years that we've done this, you have never had this elite for this long. How are you feeling? You good?
I think but that's what makes me so. Guess what?
Nervous.
Because it's short-lived, but you know what? I'm gonna enjoy it while it lasts. There's a lot more football to be played, thank God. And you never know what's gonna happen. We've got the bowl games, playoffs, so I'm enjoying it for now, but we'll see what happens.
Okay, all right. Well, yeah, as she gulps loudly.
Yeah.
while getting ready for all of these different games. All right, before we get into the actual picks for this week here, I do have the AP Top 25. The actual college football playoff Top 25 comes out in about 15 minutes for those that are watching us live. So maybe if there's anything shocking in there, we'll bring it up to you here. But in the meantime, I think there's no real surprises here. Let's go through the top 15 here. So 15, you got Georgia Tech, Miami 14, 13 Utah, Vandy 12, 11 BYU, 10 Bama, 9 Notre Dame, 8 Oklahoma, 6 Texas Tech. Strangely, they're tied though with Oregon in this AP poll. 5 Ole Miss, 4 Georgia, 3 Texas A&M, 2 Indiana, and still sitting there with the most votes from the Associated Press, Ohio State, as they took down UCLA.
I have a beef.
Oh, go ahead. What's your beef?
Talked about it briefly in the group text earlier. I'm fine with Oklahoma being ahead of us. I think they deserve it, but Notre Dame and Alabama need to be flip-flopped.
That's fair.
We're 4-1 versus ranked teams. Notre Dame's 1-2. Our strength of schedule is stronger than theirs. I don't understand this love affair that this committee has with Notre Dame. I just don't get it. I unless y'all can tell me any reason why Notre Dame should be ahead of Alabama, I'm all ears, but I just don't see it.
What I don't like about Notre Dame and them not being in a conference is that they basically have a shoe-in into the playoff every year because of the teams they play. So I understand your frustration there.
I don't understand how they're just not allowed to be in a conference.
Yeah.
That doesn't make sense.
I think at some point they're going to have to fix that because you can't just shoe them in anymore. I see Nicole, you're nodding your head. You agree with this?
Yeah, I think yes. I think in this new era that yes, they need to join a conference. There's enough parity, which has made college football very exciting, but at the same time, to keep parity, to keep it fair, I think that in this age of college football, it's time Notre Dame. Nothing against Notre Dame. I think they're a good team. I really do. I like Coach Freeman, but yeah, it's always bothered me. I don't know if it means they're a shoo-in. I just don't know. I can't believe I'm saying this, Alex. I tend to agree with you.
Oh, wow. The Georgia girl agreeing with Bama. How
Nicole
about that?
knows her football.
Oh, you know what? I take it back.
Kyle, go ahead and say roll tide.
Kyle with the fantastic
Kyle
comment. Notre Dame prayed harder. I love that.
Kyle's always dropping the heat. I love Kyle.
Dropping the knowledge there. Now, while Nicole was shaking her head, yes, Dan, you were shaking your head no to that. Do you think the committee got it right between Notre Dame and Alabama's, or I guess not the committee, the Associated Press between Notre Dame and
we'll see what the committee does. I mean, at this point, I don't really care too much what the AP poll says. I mean, it comes out what the committee says. But I mean, I don't think it's a shoo-in for Notre Dame. Like, they don't have an automatic bid from a conference win. So there's let's say Alabama lose. Let's say they had 3 losses, but somehow made the conference championship and won, then they're a shoo-in. Like, I feel like if Notre Dame has another loss, they're out. So they don't have an automatic bid to win a conference. Yeah, but they're one of the group of 5. So I don't know. It's not like an automatic. I mean, their 2 losses are Miami and Texas A&M, and I feel like Texas A&M was a 1-point loss. So I do think they're pretty good. I mean, I can see Alex's debate it's one spot. But I mean, I thought they played well. They made the national championship last year, so I think Jeremiah Love's really good. So I think Incar's been better than I thought. So I don't know. I think they could make some noise. I'm not anti Notre Dame. I hope we play them again. Ohio State has their number. So
yeah. Okay. All right. It should be interesting to see what the committee thinks, and over these next couple of weeks, how the entire playoff ends up playing out. All right. Now let's get into our sports pod fail, our walk of shames, and our victory lap. A sports pod fail for those playing along at home. I know people have their little scorecards, and Nicole made these, and literally you just kind of check them. It kind of reminds me of the baseball scorecard a little bit, and people go in the you see them in the crowd, and people will be listening on their headphones, and people do the same thing with sports pod. They have their little scorecards, and they make sure to check all the boxes correctly. So in your box number 1 here, your sports pod fails. All of the gang took Alabama instead of Oklahoma last week, making a sports pod fail.
Sweeping fail.
Sweeping fail. Yes, I like that. Sweeping fail on that one. And we had several walks of shame here. Several walks of shame, meaning that one sports podder picked against all of their other sports podders. And since Mike B is not here, he did send us a nice audio clip. So I'm going to let him go first here, and then we'll get into the other ones here. So his walk of shame this week is taking Pitt instead of Notre Dame. Notre Dame obviously beat the snot out of them. Here is Mike B introducing himself and also making his plea as to why he picked Pitt instead of Notre Dame.
Now, Jared is going to be mad because this file coming as an MP4. Listen,
I was mad.
Be in the background. Kate is having a good time. Got some things happening right now, and I'll share next week. I do have a walk of shame to my Sports Pod family, and so I'm going to throw that in here real quick. Listen, I was riding with Pitt. I'm still riding with Pitt. Tough game this weekend. Pitt, Georgia Tech. I know we're going to talk about it. Family versus family. Listen, my folks, we're going to have a good time with that. But, hey, I stuck with Pitt for the Pitt versus Notre Dame game. Notre Dame came out and played a heck of a game. Coach Freeman, hey, we like him, man. He's going to get another job one of these days. Notre Dame's going to do his thing there, and he's going to take it even bigger and better. Hey, my picks, I sent them. The picks are in. Y'all have a good show. I'll talk to y'all next week.
Okay. All right. The picks are in for Mike B, and he still says he's going to ride with Pitt no matter what. So we're getting 1 thumbs down. I'll abstain. Nicole.
I didn't hear no apology.
Hey, but you are Alex and Nicole gave 2 thumbs up.
Thumbs up for riding with family.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So Mike B is safe for this week. Now let's get into the other walks of shame here. Nicole, what the heck were you thinking? You took Memphis instead of East Carolina in Greenville, North Carolina. I mean, no team just walks into East Carolina and takes care of business. Your walk of shame starts now.
Well, and apparently I underestimated East Carolina, ECU, especially their defense. That said, it was a close game. Memphis took a 27-24 lead, about 2.5 minutes left. Again, that said, though, ECU rose to the occasion, and I was really impressed, and I'm falling on my sword. I thought Memphis maybe had more to play for and forgot. I said this earlier. It's that time of the year when there's parity. There's a lot of competitive edge from teams that you don't expect sometimes. So I'm very sorry for picking Memphis. Again, close game, but I'm begging for your forgiveness. I'm getting a little choked up right now.
Oh, okay. Well done. Begging. Thumbs up for me. Dan? Okay.
Yay!
All around there. Well done. That was a perfectly executed walk of shame. All right. Now, Alex, pressure's on. That was a really good one right there. That's a good example of how to do it. You took UNC
I'm nervous.
instead of Wake Forest. Controversy at the end of that game. Bill Belichick did not shake the hand of the Wake Forest coach, but your walk of shame starts now.
Yeah, I wouldn't be shaking hands either if I couldn't score anything more than a field goal, which is exactly what UNC did. That was a love pick for my grandpa, UNC guy. UNC had 56 rushing yards, not too impressive as opposed to Wake Forest's 223 yards. Listen, UNC they have no offensive line. Their defense, yes, they held up okay. They weren't terrible. Bill Belichick, I know he says he's staying, but man, he has got a lot of work to do. Gio Lopez, 21 for 36 passing. Not terrible. He had a decent passing game, but UNC's got to get some more horses. That was a love pick, and I fall on my sword. Should have never picked UNC. Got away with it once. That was all luck. So, Belichick, you're not making much of a difference in Chapel Hill, buddy.
Okay. All right. What do we think, sports spotters? All right. Thumbs up all around. Well done. You got to get approval from everybody. Oh, but don't think that we're done yet here. Dan, you took Texas and you double locked on this one.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Instead of taking UGA, obviously you mentioned before that your picks have not been going well over the past couple of weeks, but there's still plenty of time to come back. Your walk of shame starts now.
Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking. I don't know how many times over the last 3 years that I've picked Texas, and I don't get it. Every time they do this to me, and I get sucked back in. I just should have known better. Georgia's playing great. Gunner is playing. They're coming into form. I really think it's Ohio State and Georgia right now are the 2 teams that I think are on a crash course for the national title. So I think Alabama's still got a chance, and I think Texas A&M has a chance. But Georgia looks great.
Is Texas a playoff team?
To the winner.
Is Texas a playoff team?
No.
Okay, all right. Thumbs. Oh, the horns are down, but is that a thumbs up there, Nicole? Okay, all right.
I'm horns down too. Screw this.
Matthew McConaughey, who?
Yeah, well, hey.
I heard that there was a debate. They're like, well, they have 3 losses and it's against Ohio State, Georgia. I'm like, yeah, they also lost to Florida, and they're not good. They should have lost to Mississippi State and Kentucky. Get out of here.
If they beat Texas A&M the last week of the season,
that ain't gonna happen.
I think you got to put them in, but we'll have that discussion next week when we get into the rivalry.
Who even gets in the SEC title?
Yeah, the SEC title is going to be completely open. I mean, again, and we can't, overlook what Auburn could potentially do to really throw a wrench into things. I know that Bama boy over here gets a little bit nervous thinking about that, but there's a lot of scenarios.
We got Eastern Illinois we got to worry about. There.
Exactly. Got to take care of business first.
All right, Kirby.
I know. Sounds like somebody I know.
Got to take care of business first. All right, we do have a victory lap this week. Obviously, your beloved host picked correctly. He's a really smart guy. This Jared here, he correctly took Clemson over Louisville. Much like the others, how they had to beg for forgiveness, I get to gloat now as to why I picked Clemson correctly, and I get to rub it in on all of y'all for picking it correctly here. So my 30 seconds starts now. I told y'all, Clemson is really fighting to keep Dabo Swinney. Dabo Swinney is the second best coach in all of football right now. He is a fantastic coach. He knows how to win. Clemson is fighting for him. They don't want him to go anywhere. How dare you doubt the true kings of the ACC? Sure, it's not their year this year. They'll be back, though. Dabo will be leading the charge, and they are fighting to keep him there, and you should always trust me.
Congrats on your good pick.
And that is, my friends, how you hit the radio post there, my friends. All right, now.
A lot of Dabo. Interesting.
Well, you know what? I thought at the beginning of the season that the team was going to bail on him. They look terrible. They're obviously fighting for him, and I am it's good. If you're a Clemson fan out there, you should be very encouraged by the way the team is playing at this point in the season. Not at the beginning of the season, but certainly at this point in the season. All right, now let's get into our Week 13 picks, a.k.a. it's going to be the ACC Showcase Week. There's a lot of ACC games this week that are really good. Why? Because the SEC decided to have their cupcake games all before the rivalry games next week. So we'll start with a Friday game here. This is on the 21st this week. Florida State at NC State. Remember what happened earlier this year? Everybody thought I was nuts saying that Raleigh, night game, NC State. That crowd can get into it. They love their Wolfpack up there. Do you think they can pull some magic again and take care of Florida State? What do you think there, Dan Z?
Yeah, they looked awful last week against Miami. I know it was on the road, but Bailey had a really, really rough game. They lost 41-7. So I have to come home. Maybe both teams are 5-5 and just kind of having a kind of an up and down season. I just think Florida State's got a little more talent. I don't have a lot of faith in either team, but I'm going to ride with the Seminoles on this one.
Going with FSU and the chop there. I appreciate it. Nicole.
I tend to agree on this one. I'm looking at both 5-5. I mean, it's not that neither team is probably going to feel like they have a ton to play for at this point, but I just think Florida State overall is maybe to use, we've used this before, but just maybe a more complete team versus NC State and a little more predictable, consistent. So I'm going to go with the Seminoles on this one.
The pick is in.
Okay, there's 2 for the Seminoles, I should say. Alex, who you got?
Yeah, I'm going to take Florida State here. I think they're a little bit of a better team. NC State looked real bad against Miami. And then, you know what? My deciding factor was I was looking at both of their games against Pitt. Louisville gave up 53 points to Pitt. And Florida State NC State, I'm sorry. NC State gave up 53 points to Pitt, and Florida State beat Pitt. So that's my deciding factor, Florida State.
Okay, right with the Noles. Now, Dan, I hate to put you on the spot here. Do you have Mike B's pick in front of you? If you don't, it's perfectly okay. What is Mike B's pick?
I got it. Mike B is taking NC State.
Okay, all right, very good. The pick is in.
The pick is in.
I thought I was going to be on an island. I'm rocking with the Wolfpack at home. They took care of business against Georgia Tech. I love that atmosphere out there in Raleigh. They do a good job. They'll have that place packed out on a Friday night. Bowl eligibility on the line there. They could be in the Duke's Mayo Bowl in Charlotte coming up in a couple weeks. I could see NC State having a little more effort in that game, being a night game in Raleigh. All right, now let's get to the Saturday games here. I love this first game here. Missouri State at Kennesaw State. Kennesaw State is such a good story. They are owning Conference USA this season. Nobody's talking about them. Can they take care of business against Missouri State? Spread's only 2.5 right now. Nicole, what you think?
Sure. I'm going to go with Kennesaw State based on everything you just said because I know nothing about how they've been doing this season.
Oh, okay, you just don't care about Conference USA,
The
huh?
pick is in.
The only person who had a victory lap this week, I'll give it to you, Jared. So I'm gonna trust you that they're owning the conference this season. So let's go, Kennesaw State.
All
Let's
right,
do
good.
it.
Good. I'll follow right along.
The
Give
pick
me
is
the
in.
Owls at home. I love what they're doing. They are a very underrated story, and being here in Metro Atlanta, anytime that there's a good, feel-good home story, I'm pulling for the Owls. Alex, you seem a little concerned there. How are you?
I'm trying to look at some of this. Like, I don't know anything about Missouri State. Yeah, Kennesaw State. Give me the home team, baby.
They
The pick
ride
is
with
in.
the Owls. All right, there, Didzy.
Yeah, I'll ride with the home team. They almost beat Wake at Wake in the home opener, lost 10-9. So, they had a chance there. So, yeah, we'll go Kennesaw at home. I don't know if anyone actually goes to the games,
pick
but
is in.
if you do,
You're
have
gonna
fun.
have go Owls.
Go Kennesaw.
Go Owls. Now, what is
Woo, woo.
Mike B? Now, who is Mike B taking your
Oh,
Didzy?
sorry. Mike B has
Kennesaw
Kennesaw
State,
State.
Okay, that
pick
makes
is
a
in.
sports pod sweep for the Owls there. All right, noon kick here. Louisville at SMU. Both teams have fallen off in the ACC, but, we don't really know what the ACC is at this point. Nicole, you look uncertain. Go ahead. Who are you going with?
Thanks, Jared. Oh man, I was hoping to kind of see who everybody else picks first. Okay. I think for this one, oh my gosh, Louisville is just so unpredictable, especially on the road. And ESPN is favoring SMU big time. So I'm going to go with the home team on this one versus the ranked team and go with SMU. Let's
Okay,
go.
there's
The pick is
one
in.
for SMU. Dan Z.
Yeah, I'm riding with the Mustangs too. Coming off a win last home game over Miami, and then they blew out BC. Louisville's coming on a 2-game skid. I'm not a big fan of Moss quarterback. Louisville was my overrated team for the ACC this year, which there's a lot of teams that didn't perform this well this year. But Jennings still good. 21 touchdowns, 9 interceptions. Is somehow SMU going to get into the ACC championship game and get into the playoffs again? Anyways, I'm going to SMU.
Okay, there's
pick
another
is
one for the
in.
Mustangs. Alex.
Yeah, I'm going to SMU. I like Kevin Jennings at quarterback, and I think they have pretty good defense too. And yeah, with Louisville just being so streaky, SMU at home, and SMU came off that big game versus Miami, that big win versus Miami, I should say. I'm going SMU.
Okay, there is another one
The
for
pick is
SMU.
in.
I am riding with the Mustangs as well
The
in this
pick is in.
game. Who is Dan Z taking? Or who is Mike B taking?
Mike B's got it.
He's taking SMU.
Okay, then
The
make
pick
another
is
sports
in.
pod. Sweet for the Mustangs. All right, rivalry game here. Sticking with the ACC. 3:30 kick. Duke at UNC. The battle for the victory bell. We've heard Bill Belichick in his opening interview at UNC say that he was brought up to hate Duke. Do you think he has enough to take care of business, Alex?
Well, he also hates scoring and winning in college. So no, Duke. Give me Duke. UNC, no, Duke.
Okay, all
The
right.
pick is
No to the Blue Devils. What about you, Nicole?
Oh, I think especially after last weekend, I'm going with Duke. I don't know if I'd be able to pick UNC at all again this season. So, yep, Blue Devils. Let's go.
Pick is in.
Okay, rivalry. Dan Z.
I went with Duke last week, kind of let me down, but yeah, I'm going with Duke again. They at least have a quarterback that's competent and can throw a touchdown. UNC's offense is
Bad.
awful, just awful. So I'm gonna go. I'm going Dukies.
Okay,
The pick is
going with the
in.
Dukies. I'm going to ride with the Heels this week. I'm going to ride with the Heels. I think Bill Belichick's
pick is in.
got a couple surprises up his sleeve for this game.
Did you see that game last week?
I did. I sure did. I just I'm not impressed with Duke. Has been a massive underachiever this year. I'm not double locking because I don't know what Mike B took. I'm assuming he's riding with Duke too. Not double locking for him, but I'll rock with the Heels this week. I think that they've got I think Bill Belichick's got a few surprises for that game. What is Mike B's pick?
Duke with the upset.
He also took Duke?
Yep.
Okay.
The pick is in.
Okay, very good. All right, so I'm on an island here, but I will not double lock. All right, now let's go to California at Stanford. Spread is only 3.5 for both of these West Coast ACC squads. Dan C, who you got?
Well, this one is one of the bigger rivalries. It's the 127th time, one of the oldest rivalries in college football.
Ooh.
And it's called the Big Game.
Oh,
I don't know if you remember, this is that famous the bands on the field when they returned the kickoff and the guy ran through the band. That was, I remember that. That was awesome. But that was Cal Stanford. So it's nice that they came to the ACC together so they can keep this rivalry going. Both teams haven't fared so well in recent history, but this one, Stanford, I feel like has played a lot of teams close. Besides Miami, they beat FSU. They had some close losses. But I like Cal. They got this freshman quarterback. I think he's a little more dynamic. They just beat at Louisville 1. So I'm going with the Golden Bears, taking out Stanford at home.
The pick is
all right, Nicole, who you got?
I think I'm going to go with Cal as well. I mean, it's so interesting to ESPN's favoring Stanford, but not by much. And it could just be home field edge. And who knows if that'll change by the end of the week. Looking at their records, I agree with Dan Z. I think that Cal's just played teams a little bit harder this season, even though Stanford hasn't lost by much, but they've still lost. So I'm going to go with the Bears on this one.
Okay.
The
all
pick
right.
is in.
2 for the Bears. What's Mike B's pick?
Oh, sorry. Mike B has Cal.
Okay, Mike B has got Cal. All
The
right,
pick is in.
Alex.
Yeah, Connie Pony Rat and everybody else, Cal. I just think I don't know tons about either of these teams, but just from what I'm looking at, I think Cal is a little more well-rounded, especially offensively. So give me Cal.
Okay.
The pick is in.
All right, I will happily take another island on this one. I'm going with Stanford. They've had 2 weeks to prepare going off the bye week here. No double lock for yours truly. I'm not that confident in them, but I like the Stanford Cardinal. I love that mascot too.
The pick is in.
They take care of business. All right, noon kick here. You got Kansas at Iowa State. Spread is 3.5. Big 12 football has been wild this season. Will the wild ride continue with the Jayhawks and the Cyclones? Alex.
Iowa State, other than their win against TCU, they've been on quite the losing streak. Home game for them. Big chance to bounce back here towards the end of their season. But what does he say, Dan? Rockhawk, Jayhawk?
Okay, going with the
Jayhawks.
The
1
pick is
for
in.
the Jayhawks. All right, Dan Z, why don't you do you and Mike B here?
All right. Well, Mike B and I have the same pick. We are going. I'm going with Iowa State. Alex said it both. Like both these teams have had up and down seasons where they've won a few. I mean, Iowa State, we were saying they were looking pretty good when they won 5 in a row, and then they lost 4 straight. But they got it back on the road to beat TCU last week, so I think I'm going with Iowa State.
The pick is in.
Okay, and that also is a pick for Mike B as
The
well.
pick is in.
Mhm.
All right, Nicole, pressure's on.
Oh gosh, it is on. Because I feel like this is going to be a tough one. I want to pick the Jayhawks so bad. It's like Louisville; they're so unpredictable on the road. I think though Kansas lost their last game. I just think maybe that's not a great sign for them. Iowa could be trending up, so I'm going to pick. I'm sorry, Iowa State. So I'm going to pick Iowa State.
Okay. All right.
The pick
And
is
I will
in.
also be rocking with the Cyclones as well,
pick is in.
which leaves dun 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 Alex the opportunity to double. Would you like
Hell no. I don't know enough about these teams to double lock. No way.
Okay. All right. You sure?
I'm positive.
Okay. All right. You had the opportunity. Let the record be said
Yep.
that Alex had the opportunity
Playing it safe.
to double lock in this game. Oh, I should explain the double lock. If people don't know, if you double lock in a game, that means you get 2 wins. But if you double lock and lose, you get 2 losses. Not a good, certainly a lot of pain, but a lot of gain there. 3:30 kick, got Arkansas at number 17, Texas. Is this a trap game for the Longhorns? Does Arkansas have more to play for this late in the season? Nicole.
I definitely don't think they have more to play for. Oh, I don't know why this is a tough one. It's just because Arkansas has played teams so tough this season. Anytime they've lost, I'd have to really look at their full record, but it feels like it hasn't been by much. And so I don't know. I don't know if last week's going to get in Texas in their head and Sark's head, especially. Oh, gosh. I'm going to pick Texas because they're home, and I think they're going to want to bounce back. And I think we're having that conversation maybe later, but they know at the very least, if they even want to be considered, I don't even know if they should be. They've got to win out. They have to. So I think they have a lot more to play for. Texas.
Okay. All right.
The pick
Now,
is
is
in.
it possible that they could be overlooking Arkansas to Texas A&M, and then Arkansas sneaks up on them, Alex?
I think as bad as they got spanked in Athens, there's no way God, I would hope he wouldn't let them overlook Arkansas because it's still an SEC game. But Texas is home. I still think Arch Manning, he hasn't shown tons of it. I still think he's a good quarterback. I think it'll be a bounce back win for them.
Okay. All right. Bounce
The
back
pick is
win.
in.
All right. Dan Z and Mike B. Where are we?
Mike B and I have the same picks as well. I mean, Arkansas started the season 2-0 against wins against Alabama A&M and Arkansas State and have lost 8 straight. And I don't see that changing. I mean, Texas can't lose this one. Like, this is a must win, can't lose, because you can't lose the 2-8 Arkansas. I think they're at home. I mean, if they have any chance to salvage this season, they have to win this game, and I think they do. I'm going Texas. And so is
The
Big
pick
Okay.
is in. The pick is in.
2 for Texas, making 4. And let's go on and make it a sports pod.
The pick is
Sweet
in.
for the Longhorns. I totally agree with everything that you guys have said so far. It is a must win for Texas. And for Arkansas, I kind of like, if I am Petrino getting the team ready to go for that game, I say, we got all the swag. We're going to be loose. We're not going to a bowl game this year. Let's have fun. And maybe you're able to capitalize on Texas playing tight, knowing that there's so much more pressure on them. I would love to see this game go Arkansas's way and for them to take care of business. And if I were the one advising the Arkansas coaching staff, that's exactly what I would say. Play loose, have fun. Remember, you only have 2 more Saturdays left this season to play football. Enjoy yourself, and that's how you take care of Texas. And but I do think that being said,
The
Texas
pick is
has
in.
way better athletes, way better from top to bottom. They take care of business. That's another sports pod sweep for the Longhorns. 3:30 kick. I like this game here a lot. You got Kentucky at number 12, Vandy. Can Vandy win out and make a case to still be in the college football playoff? Or will Kentucky continue to fight? I mean, they played spoiler the past couple of weeks, and I believe, and I've said this multiple times now, that they are trying their best to keep Stoops around. Dan Z, what do you think?
Texas or Kentucky's on a 3-game win streak, but I think Vandy's got a lot to play for. I mean, everyone's kind of kind of written them off. We haven't really heard much about them after the Texas game, but they're 8-2 and 4-2 in the conference, and if they can win this game and then pitch themselves against Tennessee at the end of the year and get that win, they have a case to get into the playoffs. So I'm riding with Vandy. It's at home, just a little more at stake to play for. I'm riding with
The pick
Okay,
is
there's
in.
1 for Vandy. Alex?
Yeah, I totally agree with Dan. Like, they've kind of fallen off the face of the map. You haven't heard much about them since that loss to Texas. Had that win against Auburn in overtime. I think they are too good of a team, all from top to bottom on their roster to have to worry about Kentucky. But nonetheless, they do. Like you said, Kentucky's fighting for Stoops' job. But I got to go Vandy.
Okay, going with the
pick is
Commodores.
in.
I will also rock with the Commodores as well in this game. I think
The pick is
Kentucky,
in.
if I remember correctly, they play Louisville in the last game of the season. That's their rivalry game. That's how they become bowl eligible, and that would be a tremendous win for Stoops to become bowl eligible and to build the morale, because he's done a good job of the transfer portal. Believe it or not, I know that Kentucky is not great in the SEC, but if there is one bright spot, Stoops has done a good job with the transfer portal and certainly could help keep some of the players from jumping in it and by becoming bowl eligible. That being said, Vandy wins this game.
The pick is
and
in.
because they have more to play for. Nicole.
I agree with you guys. I mean, like Jared said, though, Kentucky could play spoiler. It could be like Florida and South Carolina last weekend. And if that's the case, then Kentucky won't win. They'll make a tough game out of it. But I think Vanderbilt has more to play for, and home field, Vanderbilt all the way.
The pick is in.
Well, you don't just go into Nashville and take care of business. Now is Mike on an island here?
Mike B. Oh,
yeah.
Mike B. took
Okay,
Vandy.
Mike B. took Vandy.
The
Make
pick
another
is in.
sports pod. Sweep for the Commodores. All right, now this is a crazy game here because you got 7:30, number 20, Tennessee, traveling to Florida. Crazy stat that I pulled out here. Tennessee has not won in the Swamp since 2003. 2003 was the last time they won in the Swamp. Does Florida have enough to keep that streak going? Let's start with you, Alex.
I think they could, but after seeing their second half performance against Ole Miss, just the lopsidedness of that team, I don't see it happening. Tennessee has a lot more to play for going through these next couple of games. So I think they're going to break that losing streak at the Swamp, and I'm going Volunteers.
Okay, one for the Volunteers. Dan Z.
Yeah, I'm with Alex. The Volunteers, I mean, kind of haven't heard from them a lot either. I mean, they're at 7-3, but the 3 losses are Georgia, Alabama, and Oklahoma, and all close games. 2 of them are 1-score games, so they've been in every one. I do think they have a really good offense. On the flip side, I don't think Florida has a very good offense. I think they benched Legway against Kentucky, and they kind of stalled in the second half against Ole Miss. But it is in the Swamp. It's tough to play there. Night game. But I'm going to give the edge. I think they break that curse, and I think the Volunteers get that.
Okay, that would be quite a curse to break there, right, Nicole?
It will be, and I think they will. I'm going to go with Tennessee on this one. I watched, like you guys said, the second half Florida last weekend just looked defeated, deflated. So give me Tennessee for sure.
Okay. All right, I will also rock with the Vols this week. I had a chance to watch the game. I was there last week. They were playing New Mexico State, so New Mexico State, say what you want about them. That offense, though, Heupel is doing a great job of scheming people open. I do think the issue with Tennessee this year is the quarterback. I got a lot of people yelling at me this past weekend for saying that. A good quarterback is able to capitalize on how many open receivers there are on the field. And again, I'm just looking from above, and I'm noticing how many people are schemed open. I think there is still a slim chance of making the playoffs for the Vols. A lot has to happen. Wouldn't count on that. Play loose and hope that you can take care of that streak there. I think the Vols win and end the streak. And who is Mike B taking?
Mike B.
Oh!
Gators. Mike B's going to Gators.
All right. Hey, listen, he's probably the smart one here again. 2003, it's a long time right there. So if history says anything, Mike B is probably on the right side there. We'll get a chance to get a confirmation on whether or not he wants to do a double lock on all of our SportsPod socials, which you can follow SportsPod ATL on Instagram, and of course, the SportsPod on Facebook. All right, now let's go to, these 3 games here are really, really good to end the week here. I got number 17, USC, at number 8, Oregon. Can Oregon, this has been a theme, can they solidify a spot in the college football playoffs, or does USC have something to say? Nicole, why are you backing away? You know I'm going to pick you if you do that. Go ahead.
No, every time. I got to go with the Ducks on this one. I definitely think it's going to be a really, really close game, but you look at Oregon's season, and their most recent loss was Indiana, who seems like they're having a really good season. I think they've looked really good. Maybe not necessarily every game, but I got to go with Oregon, and Dan Lanning, I have a soft spot for him. Go Ducks. So.
Okay. All right. One for Oregon. And, we have to look into the SportsPod charts here and just the history, the archives, the SportsPod archives, because I don't think there's ever been a time where Nicole has picked against the Ducks. You secretly like that team, and therefore I think you are an unreliable narrator. All right, Dan, tell us why you're taking USC.
I'm not. I'm going with Oregon. It's really hard to play in Eugene. It'll be loud. It's kind of an old school Pac-12 game again. Both teams are really fighting for, maybe not the Big Ten championship, but they could be a third team that's fighting for a playoff spot. If Oregon, obviously, I think is in if they kind of win out, but if USC gets this win and they win out, they're 10-2 with win over Oregon. Maybe they get in. So there's a lot going on in this game. I think it'll be exciting. I think a lot of points will be scored. The over-under is 59.5, so they're expecting a lot of points. So yeah, I think it'll be an exciting one. But I'm going the
okay. All right. Who is Mike B taking?
Mike B is taking Oregon.
Okay. All right. So now that leaves the opportunity for you, Alex. Why are you taking USC?
I'm not. I'm taking Oregon. Like Dan said, Eugene, tough place to play. You're going to have College game day there. It's going to be a good game, I think, but I'm with Nicole too. I'm a big Dan Lanning fan, but I'm riding with the Ducks.
Okay, all right, riding with the Ducks. I'm also riding with Dan Lanning and the Ducks too.
The pick is in.
In Eugene, I think they take care of business. I like what USC's done, but Lincoln Riley, he has those games where he's just a little bit suspect at times, and I feel like this is the game where that's going to happen. From a talent perspective, I think Oregon's got better athletes on both sides of the ball. They're at home. Eugene's tough to play. I think that they win this game. That makes another sports pod sweep for the Ducks there. All right, noon kick. I like this game a lot too. This could have been our game of the week here. Number 23 Missouri at number 8 Oklahoma. What if, ladies and gentlemen, can Missouri go into Norman and really shake up those SEC standings? Because imagine if that happens. Imagine the chaos that happened if Missouri wins this game. All right, Dan, you being the Big Ten correspondent, you're a reliable narrator. Who you got in this one?
I'm gonna go Oklahoma. Is that the? They've been my sleeper pick to win the conference this year, and they're still live to. I don't know if make the conference champion, but obviously make a chance to get into the playoffs. So they've kind of done it a little different this year. At the beginning of the year, I thought it was going to be Mateer and throwing the ball, and he really, since he's hurt that hand, it's been like all defense has done everything, and the defense has really stepped up and has made big plays when they need to make big plays. So I think they keep that going. Missouri, I think, is on their third string quarterback still, so I think they'll get after him, and Hardy's going to have to try to take over the game, but they'll shut down the run, and I think Oklahoma wins.
Okay, all right, there's one for Oklahoma. All right, Alex, who you got?
Yeah, I'm going to Oklahoma. I think that win in Tuscaloosa last week was a big confidence booster for Oklahoma. Really showed them they can play with just about anybody, and they're taking this game and they're going back. It's in Norman, right?
It is.
Yeah, I'm taking Oklahoma at home.
Okay, all right,
pick is in.
Nicole. The stage
This is where, yes, this is where I probably lose in the picks, because what I was going to say earlier, I can't help but pick with my heart, my family, my husband, born in Kansas City. So I got to go with Missouri on this one.
Okay.
What if?
Wow.
I'm with you.
Pick is in.
What if? I love it. I love it. What if? All right, who's Mike B taking, Dan?
Mike B is taking Oklahoma.
Okay. All right. So
The pick is in.
boy, this is a tough one, because I'm looking at Oklahoma's remaining opponents here, and they've got Missouri and LSU. They're not winning both those games. I'm making that prediction now. That's my prediction. I think if anybody can do it, I think Missouri has the better chance this season to do it. But my goodness, you go into T-Town and you win the way that you did. Oh gosh, it's so difficult to pick. You know what? I'm with you, Nicole. I'm feeling brave.
The pick
Let's
is in.
ride with Missouri in this game. I think.
no.
I can't tell if she just looked disappointed or happy.
Jared and I, but we're 50-50. Sometimes we pick really well together, and then other times we'll see.
I've got this weird feeling. Again, I just don't think Oklahoma wins both those games. And considering how a lot of things went wrong for Alabama in that game, you know that Missouri's well coached, and I know it's tough, on a third string quarterback, but they have a good defense. I just am concerned about it. So I think noon kick also, I think, benefits the Tigers in this game. Just the home crowd is kind of taken out of it. I'm with you, Nicole. Let's rock with with Missouri here. All right, now before we get to our Sports Pod game of the week, kind of alluded to this a little bit earlier in the show here. Got Falcons and Saints. Saints have the Falcons right where they want them. I mean, this is they're desperate and dying at this point. Do you think Kirk Cousins has anything to prove in this game here? I think for me, if I'm him, I look at it as, do I ever want to play in the NFL again? This is my chance. I have 7 games to prove myself. Hopefully I'm right. As of right now, the way how deflated that team looked at the end of last week, I could see the Saints easily beating us in this game, but I'm always rocking with my Falcons. So I will take the Falcons. All right, Alex, who you got?
Oh, yeah. Go Falcons, baby. Kirk Cousins about to just light up that Saints defense. I don't know. Falcons. I would love, I like Kirk. I went to high school with his wife, support the family. You know what? I would love to see them. I would love to see him just kind of, he waited his place for a few minutes, come out and just turn some heads.
Yeah.
Why not?
He's got 7 games in front of him. That's the way you got to look at it. Nicole?
I'm gonna go with the Falcons, Jared. I still I can't say I haven't given up, but I'm
You're damn close though.
I just think it's the Saints, right? And from just being kind of a far away Falcons fan, I know it doesn't really matter who's having a better season when you guys play each other. It's not the same, but it's kind of like Michigan, Ohio State. It's like they get up for that game, both teams. It means a lot to the fan bases. So let's go Falcons. Let's do it.
Yeah. All right. I like it. I like the enthusiasm that you guys are showing. Dan Z.
Sure, let's go Falcons.
He's like, I don't give a crap.
Saints are bad too. I mean, these are 2 bad teams. I mean,
noteworthy though.
Save your Sunday, dude. Don't watch this.
Yeah. Well, I'll actually be going to the Georgia Tech West Georgia basketball game at the same time. So, and I'm actually at this point, I'm kind of glad because I'm like, you know what? I'll score watch on my phone and I'll be perfectly content doing that. And hopefully my West Georgia Wolves, shameless plug here, 3-2 in college basketball this year. Actually 3-1, excuse me. So starting off the season in surprising fashion. So maybe they take care of the Jackets. And we'll talk about that next week though. But in the meantime, we have our Sports Pod Game of the Week here, guys. I know that college game days in Eugene, this game has so many consequences in it. Pitt traveling to number 15, Georgia Tech. Tech obviously gets knocked out of the ACC championship if they lose this game. They barely survived against Boston College last week. I'm assuming Mike B is taking Pitt here. Is he taking Pitt? Is he starting the train off here, Dan?
He says, I'm torn on the family, but I'm cheering for Pitt, but I'm taking Tech at home.
Oh, okay.
Woo!
For the Jackets at home. Okay. All right. I am surprised. Nicole, who you got?
Gosh, I agree with you, Jared. I think this is gonna be a really good game. I'm kind of with Mike B. I'm always gonna root for the underdog, and it's just like last weekend, kind of want to see Pitt win just to make things really interesting. But I think we keep saying it's a theme this episode. Tech has so much to play for. And it's home for them. So I'm gonna go with Georgia Tech on this one.
Okay.
The pick is in.
Going with the Jackets. Dangerous. All right, Alex, who you got?
Well, this is tough because I feel like Tech was so hot earlier this year, and they've Georgia's been going like this, and Tech's kind of been going like this.
Absolutely. I mean, if I'm a Georgia fan, knowing next week that you're playing, or I guess a week and a half from now, you're playing this Georgia Tech, you got to be feeling very encouraged, considering that Georgia's gone up. Kirby Smart in Georgia looks amazing at this point, and Tech is certainly trending down. You're absolutely right about that, Alex.
But you know what? I know how much Haynes King and Brent Key and Georgia Tech really wants this, and it couldn't work out better that this game is on the flats at Georgia Tech. So give me the Yellow Jackets.
Okay. All right.
The pick is in.
Dan Z, what's your pick?
I'm going the Jackets as well. I mean, over under this one is 62.5. That means there is I don't know if I've seen that one that high.
No.
That means there's zero defense being played, and Tech has not played defense in the last 2 games. So I'm hoping some semblance of defense shows up. But Kings has had to put him on the back. He's throwing for 350 yards. He's rushing for touchdowns. I think he does it again. I think he is able to do enough to get by, and I think it'll be a close win. I mean, the spread's only 2.5. I think it'll be a really close one. It's going to come down like a field goal. But just something, some of these teams have a year where it's like the ball just bounces their way, and I think it's going to be Tech's year. I think they're going to win and get themselves an ACC championship.
I think, all right, so that leaves 4 for Tech here. And to piggyback off a lot what you're saying here, if you're Tech and you're Brent Key, what you have to tell those guys is, look, we win this game, clean old-fashioned hate really doesn't mean a lot then. It does, because you're in the ACC championship. If anything, I know that it's a rivalry game, but if it gets out of hand against Georgia the following week early and you win this game, you're able to rest your players, get yourself ready for the ACC championship, and just say, hey, you know what, we chalk up another loss to an SEC team, no big deal. we'll just win the ACC championship or keep the ACC championship close, so that way you make the playoff there. That's what I'm trying to make sure that I
not the Brinky.
That's the mindset.
That dude has already killed someone after last year's game.
I think you have to think beyond the next couple of weeks, and taking care of Pitt is the way that you get to that stage beyond the past couple of weeks, if that makes any sense. It was a very long-winded way of saying that get to the ACC championship, and it's a successful season at that point. You have trouble against Georgia the following week, and if you lose to Georgia, you still have a chance after that. So this is your chance here. Take care of business. Give me the Jackets at home. I like this game here. That makes another Sports Pod sweep to end this week here, this week 13, which makes me sad, guys, because I can't believe that it's already week 13. Like, where has the time gone? Seriously, like, where is the time gone? We were just talking, week 1. We had Texas #1 in all the country, and now look.
Boy, looking at some of these people's Heisman picks at the beginning of the year and some of their conference champions at the beginning of the year, not just us, I'm talking about like the experts.
Oh, I know.
It's crazy.
Penn State was supposed to be the #1 team in the land. And what happened to that? Wild, but that's why we do this show every week on our Sports Pod social, Sports Pod ATL, and the Sports Pod on Facebook. Obviously, you can follow all of us individually. I am Jared Yamamoto, your host. You can follow me at Jared Yamamoto on all the different places. And, of course, catch my other radio shows and podcasts. If you follow my YouTube page, I actually post this show there because I'm just that much better than my fellow co-hosts here. I post it on my YouTube page, and you get all my content there. Isn't that right, Nicole? How can people get more Nicole?
At Nikki Ben on X, and he's right. I got to post it more, and you'll find it there on my X account. There you go.
Ben at X, Dan Z.
At D Zirger 21 on Insta.
Okay, all right. Alex Williams.
A_Will24 on the gram.
That's right. At some point, I did get a DM this past week. People want to see our text threads actually up on our Instagram and Facebook.
Not FCC compliant.
I don't think so. I don't know if I want to do that. And I don't know if I want to expose the secret conversations that happen behind the scenes here on Sports Pod. We appreciate all of y'all for tuning in, whether you watch us live or listen to us back as a podcast. We appreciate each and every one of you. And we'll be back next week. Hopefully there's not a lot of surprises, but in the meantime, be safe out there and go sports.